ambassador to England or France. You may like to gamble, you might like to dance. You may be the heavyweight champion of the world. You might be a socialite with a long string of pearls, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. You're gonna have to serve somebody. Yeah. Well, it may be the devil, or it may be the Lord, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. Maybe a rock and roll addict prancing on the stage. Money and drugs at your command, and women in a cage. You may be a businessman or some high DPV. They may call you doctor, or they may call you chief, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. Yeah. You're gonna have to serve somebody. Well, it may be the devil, or it may be the Lord, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. You may be a state trooper, you might be a young Turk, maybe the head of some big TV network. You may be rich or poor, you may be blind or lame. You may be living in another country under someone else's name, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. Serve somebody. You're gonna have to serve somebody. Serve somebody. It may be the devil, or it may be the Lord, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. You may be a construction worker working on a home. You might be living in a mansion, you might live in a dump. You may own some guns, you may even own some tanks. You may be somebody's landlord, you may even own banks. Gonna have to serve somebody. Serve somebody. You're gonna have to serve somebody. It may be the devil, or it may be the Lord, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. Yeah, yeah. Sounds good. Preaching spiritual pride. You may be a city councilman taking bribes on the side. You may be working in a barber shop, you might know how to cut some hair. You may be someone's mistress, you may be someone's heir. You're gonna have to serve somebody. Serve somebody. You're gonna have to serve somebody. Well, it may be the devil, or it may be the Lord, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. You're gonna have to serve somebody.
Whatsoever you sow.
You wake up the morning and put on your clothes. You're dead on your feet and you're worse in the bones. You're running laps around the brim of the well. You asked me to run, but you already fell. You're blaming yourself like a book on the shelf. It couldn't be you, but there's nobody else. Aren't you tired of hurting yourself? Don't run from the pain and come out that shell. Say, hey, 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 come up to the clouds. Let you fall back down to earth. Just take a while. I said, hey, 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 it's about the song inside your soul. Just sing it out. Wondering if you could ever be free. Try some forgiveness and then you can be. Over and over you're wondering why. Some days you live and some you'd rather die. You can't seem to see yourself up in the skies, but seeing this for you is all in your eyes. Again and again you just hit the wall. Are you giving your all? Hey, 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 come up to the clouds. Let you fall back down to earth. Just take a while. I say, hey, 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 it's all about the song inside your soul. Sing it out. Say, hey, hey, hey. Yourself up in the skies, but seeing this for you is all in your eyes. Seeing yellow as some kind of high. See what I see when I look in your eyes. I wake up the morning and put on my clothes. I'm dead on my feet and I'm worse in the bones. I'm tired of hurting myself, running from pain, laughing I said, hey, it's all about the song inside yourself. Just sing it out. I said, just let the wine down the ground. Just take a while.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God, dude. No
I'll just
way.
never stop singing.
My mom was right.
Music is my food.
That is my expression.
There are so many singing has changed my life. I think the best way to tell a story.
I just did it for the girls.
I don't know. It's just so fun to say. Music makes me feel alive. I guess I'm just an attention whore.
Blah, blah, blah. What's up, you sons of bitches? Here we go.
Hey, motherfuckers.
Motherfuckers.
That's the way to start a show, right?
Thank you guys for those compliments on those songs.
Hell
that
yeah.
second one that just actually got done playing, Josh would appreciate this. That was actually co-written and produced with the Thornton boys.
Yay.
Orrin and Trevor both. Trevor and I worked together on those melodies and those lyrics, and Orrin produced and also worked on the song itself. And the drummer was the Flick drummer, Adam. Any of you remember Adam? Remember Adam and Eve? The rhythm section of Flick?
Adam and Eve. That's cool as shit.
Yeah. He's playing drums on that track, and Orrin's probably playing everything else.
Probably. Everything else.
From what I remember, Orrin's probably playing everything else. So,
Yeah, no kidding.
That was a cool song.
I like that song. I picked him. I picked the music this week. I was just like,
You
I
did.
wanted to hear you. And that was a couple of my favorites from you.
Some of you might recognize the first song we played. It's a Bob Dylan cover song.
Johnny Q did cover songs. What the fuck?
Oh my God.
That's not fair. No, just kidding. It's a cool one to pick though. It's perfect for what you guys were, where you guys were at that point.
So what's up, everybody?
Oh, it's Halloween week.
I want to throw out right away that I appreciate Al Hutchins today.
Hutchins.
Hutchins. Is it Hutchins?
Hutchins.
Oh, Hutchins.
Yeah.
Okay. Hutchins. Sorry, bro. He left a comment on our post today that said, see, Dan actually does give a fuck. I appreciated that because
Nice.
I actually do. And a lot of people don't understand that. And might try to explain it tonight.
Maybe.
Just a little bit.
Well, the show is entitled Why Do We Care? So, we might explain a few things. Who knows? These shows kind of go off the rails sometimes, and sometimes they stay right where we want them. But who knows?
Look at this shit.
I know you got some crazy ass shit going on right there.
It's only one-sided.
Only one-sided. It's crazy cool. I like it. You got you could pull it down and do like an Elvis
Oh man,
little
it's
curl.
getting higher and higher. Would you take me higher?
Oh my God, we're gonna go there. Who likes Nickelback? Anyway, what's this? Oh, hi Gail. Mama Gail's there. She loves to serve somebody. Let's see. What is that? What does that open? I'm sorry, I don't know what that opens, and I don't know.
We're not capable of opening that.
Yeah,
Not from here.
I'm not in my Facebook app, so I don't know what that is. Sorry.
It's a Spotify link.
It says
I don't-
cool,
Yeah, so
and all it has is letters and numbers, so I can't tell.
it's to
Who
somebody's
S?
record.
Must be awesome. How we feeling tonight, everybody? It's Halloween week. Like all kinds of Halloween parties this weekend. All kinds of bands playing Halloween shit. We're not. We're going
Look
to
at Dan smoking in the studio. That's right.
What? He is not. No.
It's because I've had a stressful week, Jared, and you know it.
That's our smoke machine. That is not him smoking. Oh, that's a Fritz link. Oh.
Oh,
right
he
on.
put a link in there for the Fritz and his cowboy outfit record.
Cool. It's
Very
in the
cool.
comments for people if they want to click on it, but we can't click on it. And if we do, it'll just show up a jumbled mess up here in the front of the screen. So yeah. Yeah. Hi, Jared. Yeah. He's yeah, that's our smoke machine. That's not him smoking. Don't worry.
Nope, it's me smoking.
He okayed it with me first. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Keep it real. I did.
Mhm. How convenient. I didn't mean for my mom's wedding picture to be in the shot. It was just, we just moved it the other day. So it ended up right there. That's, hi. It's not even her birthday or anything, but she just ended up there somehow. I don't know why.
All right.
That's okay.
So
you're starting off nice and chill.
yeah, I'm chill.
Super chill.
I'm giddy. I'm a little bit giddy
Are you?
because I am noticing. Hello, Kimberly.
Hi, Kimberly, Nutter Butter.
Isn't
Stressful
that
week. I didn't know you actually did get bombarded with emails. Oh, that sounds good. Tighten that microphone.
Jared? I was a bad boy again, and so I took hell for it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm kind of giddy because I'm noticing some people that is usually here and they're not here,
I know,
and
it's weird.
that kind of puts a big smile on my face. I love it when somebody threatens to like, I'm not going to support you anymore.
I'm gonna cancel you.
And I'm like, my god.
Cancel culture. Burp, burp, burp.
My god.
Oh, we're so sad.
That's going to change my whole life.
I can't drink tonight. I keep splashing this on my face. Screw it. Oh, well. Maybe that's a sign that I shouldn't drink anything. What had happened? Oh, nothing, Jared.
No, nothing. I'll tell you later.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you later, Gator.
But anyway, this week's show, we were going to do.
But don't worry, it'll only play out better for you.
Yeah,
Than it did for me.
that's true. That's true.
Because you're such a better podcast.
Use a straw, sweetheart. You are so right. You are so right. If I had a straw, that'd be great.
You have a straw. It's just way too short. It won't go down into that can. Just little bitty straws.
It's actually a full size, the Def Leppard thing. Yes, Jared. It was the Def Leppard.
Let's say it was the Def Leppard
Smart
thing. What
ass.
was the Def Leppard thing?
Because the video you play with the one arm.
Oh no, I didn't get much shit for that.
No,
I didn't get.
if
much shit
Jared
for that.
doesn't know what we're talking about, he's probably just being a shit. But if he doesn't know what we're talking about, I don't know how he doesn't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
'Cause
Who cares?
He knows things before we know them.
Who cares?
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't care.
no, we don't care.
Kimberly's laughing.
I know. 'Cause she's laughing because the short straw comment.
He's not a better podcaster. Yeah, 100%.
Hi, Julia. Yes, that's right. I'm going to put hers up there. Well, my dear, I'm still here. All you sexy people are still here. That is correct.
We do have
Julia.
tons of sexy people here tonight.
We do. We have lots of sexy people. Look at that. He honestly doesn't know. Cool. All right. Great. That sounds good to me. Okay.
That's good news.
Okay. That's good news.
And it also confirms my suspicions on everything too.
Yep.
Because yeah,
Mhm.
it's only a small group that likes to just stir up a ton of shit,
Stir up a ton of shit.
which I usually start. I get it. But anyway.
You're not denying that at all.
Oh, no. Shit.
Hi, Tom Hembry.
I got it.
AC/DC versus Zeppelin tonight, he says.
Oh,
Is that what we're gearing up for? Is that
maybe.
could
The
be.
name of the show is Why Do We
Care?
Care? So I don't know if I'm going to talk about that shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't care about Zeppelin as far as I can throw Jeff Ward's Eddie Van Halen guitar. Right. And I can't throw it very far.
You can't throw it that very far. But do you have anything to rant about before we get into that?
I don't know.
No.
It's exhausting being me.
It is exhausting being married to him. Are you doing like the dog does? Poke at that microphone.
I will say, like, why the fuck do people put things on Marketplace?
Good point.
And then when you message them, you don't even message them like a lowball offer. You go ahead and you're just willing to go ahead and pay whatever it is that they're asking. Like,
Yeah.
I can tell that you are needing to get rid of this, and it's more than fair what you're already asking. I don't need to talk you down from where you're at. I can just tell you're just kind of like, fuck it. I just want to sell this thing and get rid of it ASAP. So then you message them and they don't answer.
Must sell now.
Haven't even seen the message. 2 posts I messaged this week and I have not got answers from them. Actually 3, but I finally started sending one of them because I really wanted what they had. I just started sending them question marks like a total dick.
Like, hello.
Don't you hate it when somebody just sends you like a line of question marks?
Or hello.
Yeah, because you haven't answered,
Yeah.
their message or whatever. So I just started doing that shit to someone I don't even know. I sent them a message like, I'll take it. I'll pick it up today. Just let me know.
Right.
And I didn't get an answer for like 3 days. So I just sent a fucking line of question marks, just like question mark. I know I don't even know you, but why the fuck would you post something and then you won't even answer the fucking, somebody's trying to buy it. What? I don't understand the stupidity of people. Just stupidity. And then she finally answered, and I got what I wanted out of her after another 2 more days. No, get this. She answers me and says, oh, I'm really sorry. My phone was in the shop. And it was like 7:00 at night. I'm like, okay, cool. So what do you think? Can I come pick it up? And she goes 2 more days without even seeing the fucking message.
Is the phone in the shop again?
Didn't even look at it. I'm just like, do you not need the money to help pay for your phone that was just in the shop? So then after 2 more days of that, I sent her a big ass fat line of question marks. Question mark. Real rude. Finally, like, oh, God, I'm sorry. I just saw this. I'll be home later tonight. And I went and got it. The other 2 messages I sent, I still haven't got a fucking answer on it.
On different woman, different person, different items.
2 completely different people. Yeah. It's like, hey, yo, I'll take it.
Why are you putting an ad? Why are you putting an ad on Marketplace if you're not going to look at your messages?
Hasn't even seen it.
Along those lines, what's also bad is when somebody sells an item and they don't post it that it's sold. Oh, that's sold 2 days ago.
Yeah, people are starting to get spanked more for that, though.
Good, they should.
So anyway, I don't get it. I guess I don't care. I guess I don't give a fuck. But I do though. I do.
You do.
I want people to be better.
Yeah.
And so that's why they frustrate me when they do stupid things.
Right.
Like post shit on Marketplace and then don't answer their message.
And then don't answer the message.
I want you to be better. Be a better person.
Do better, be better.
Huge pet peeve. Yes, I'm with Tom.
Yep. Huge, ginormous pet peeve, especially if you're wanting something today. Like Marketplace usually happens like today. If it sells today,
That's kind of the whole point of it. Yeah.
And like, I'm needing that.
And then what's even a bigger pet peeve than that is 5 days later, they'll write back and say, oh, sorry, I sold that, bro.
Yeah. But they didn't mark it.
Regardless of marking it, I asked about it first. I asked about it 5 days ago. And then you sold it to somebody else yesterday? Fucking jerk deal, man.
Hi, Christopher Seek. Are you new to the show? I don't recognize the name. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. He says, I won't deal with Marketplace. I just scope the pawn shop when I buy used.
Just pawn shops don't have a whole lot of full-size mattresses.
That's right.
That's what I was looking for, but I've
for.
never seen anyone pawn a full-size mattress.
Yeah.
That's all I really needed was a fucking full-size mattress and a box spring.
That's it.
And there's like a couple of ads and I'm just like, perfect. There it is. I don't need the frame. I don't need a headboard. I don't need nothing else. I just need the 2 fucking pieces. And bada bing, bada boom. There they were.
Yeah.
You're not really going to find many mattresses in the pawn shop. So I was like, hey, yo, I'll take it. Just let me know. I'll pick it up today. Anytime. You let me know. And
I know you. Okay.
We actually know him.
All right.
Just doesn't want to mention her name.
Okay. Ooh, it's a mystery.
Now I'm intrigued.
Now I'm going to like open up another window here and
No,
get
you're not.
my Facebook open so you can message me privately.
No, you're not. Don't do that to him.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh,
Fair enough. I
All
got you.
right.
I got you.
now we know you.
Now we know. I got you.
We figured it out.
Yep. Honestly, I'm guessing he's meaning I would sell a mattress to you.
You would sell a mattress to you.
Would you, Josh?
Actually, would you sell a mattress to you?
Would you?
They don't know who I am, Josh. You freaking jerk. I was just sending them a little message. I was nice. I would sell a mattress to me if, I think I'm a swell guy.
I think a lot of people think you're a swell guy, Daniel. I think a lot of people do.
Gosh. I'm just kind of sitting around, just thinking.
Just chilling, working up something.
No.
No?
No.
Kind of like when you have a fart and you just kind of work. No, you don't fart. Dan doesn't fart ever.
Would you sell a mattress to you?
I have to read better. I can't read. I don't know. I didn't read it that way.
You're the worst at reading.
I'm terrible. I'll answer texts when I think someone said something. Yeah, I got you. I'm a dumbass sometimes.
Yeah. So anyway, apparently a lot of lessons were learned this week in my world. So for those who don't know, I went off on a big tangent last week about someone who I did not name. And then somebody else in this town decided to fester it into a gigantic cloud of fuckery. Even though I had kept everything I said anonymous. Mm-hmm. And therefore, I might as well have just been talking about a fictional figure. I actually didn't say anything. But then someone else decided to turn it into the biggest deal in the entire world. And that just goes to show you that people actually do love to fester. They love to be negative. They love to cause drama. They love to cause more rumors than are necessary. They love to make something different than it is. So whether there was a lesson learned there or not is probably not true. One of the lessons that I learned last week is maybe I should just not go apeshit about something that's not that big a deal. I understand. Don't overreact, man. Calm down. Probably need to start taking my blood pressure medicine again or something like this. I don't know. I made a mistake. I went too far. I took it too far. Someone else learned a lesson. Don't respect my house. Otherwise, I'm going to go off on your fucking ass.
Disrespect.
Don't disrespect my house. Otherwise, I'm going to go off on your fucking ass. Done. There's 2 lessons learned there. We both learned them. I messaged the person. I apologized to them. I told them I'm very sorry. And I overreacted and I went too far. So I learned my lesson and I apologized for it. For anybody else out there, if you come to my house and you disrespect my house, don't be surprised if I don't get on this podcast and go off on your fucking ass. That's probably what I'm going to do.
There's a legal disclaimer.
I'll just try to maybe not go quite as far. Maybe I'll try to take my blood pressure medicine that day so that it doesn't get out of hand, because I probably went out of hand, because this is kind of a satire comedy show. So half the time I'm just over bloating everything just for the entertainment factor. That's what I do. Whatever. I'm not justifying it. I told you. I already messaged the guy. I apologized to him. And I've apologized to other people too. And I've said, hey, yeah, I probably went too far. Cool. People make mistakes. Humans make mistakes. I made a mistake. Just don't come over and disrespect my house, because I might lose it and I might tell everybody that I think you're a fucking ass. So I reserve that right. I reserve that right.
It's our house. It's not just a party hall. It's our fucking house.
Yeah. So cool. Whatever. It's over. It's no big deal.
Okay. Cool.
In fact, I even invited the dude on the show tonight, but he refused to do it.
Yep.
Which is fine.
That's fine.
He's still mad at me. Which is all good. That's so okay. Those are some things that happened this week. Now, you guys might have noticed that last week we were going to do a show called Why Do We Care? Mm-hmm. And we ended up ixnaying that at the very, very last second and decided to do a show that covered the presidential debate. We've taken that video down because of this issue that I've had this week, out of respect for him and everybody else that was upset about it. So it's not available, but we changed at the last minute. Like, let's not do a show called Why Do We Care this week. Let's go ahead and like be a part of the presidential debates. And that way we could all sort of watch together and banter. And we had a good old time. Right.
Right on. Yes. And I think it was good. I think it was good to sit there and watch it. We had fun making fun of it. I think we talked all the way through one of the segments, but
so the timing and the universe, as she has always done, laid things out actually beautifully, because now this week's show title is Why Do We Care?
And
oh boy, howdy, after this week, why do I fucking care?
Why do we care?
Because for the last 3 days, I've been like, I don't care. Fuck it.
He had different ideas for the show tonight. I'm not going to disclose.
Yeah, tonight's show was going to be like, we had a great run. Bye,
see ya.
Felicia.
Bye,
I'm out of here. Why the fuck do I try?
We almost laid it down. We almost laid it down. Just because. Not
because I'm weak and not because I'm taking any kind of defeat, just because the amount of shit that happens behind my back on a constant basis is just, it gets so exhausting sometimes. Now, listen, don't get me wrong. I know I bring it upon myself, but at the same time, a lot of things that I talk about and a lot of the opinions I have and a lot of the opinions that I'm trying to stir in other people are things that are just like, hey, let's come talk and let's come have a conversation. But so many people are so incapable of actually just being themselves and just saying what they really feel and saying what they really think, that instead of actually having a conversation with me about any subject whatsoever in the whole entire world, they just shit talk me behind my back. And if you don't think I know it, keep in mind, I know all the people you know. And I'm pretty good friends with probably at least half of them. So it's not a big deal. It's not a threat. I'm not trying to say anything funky and weird and stupid. I'm just saying, like, if you think 90% of your shit talking is like you're getting away with it, I beg to differ. I'm usually getting screenshots and texts and all kinds of shit sent to me. Hey, this person said that about you. Okay, cool. I don't really give a fuck. Like, I know that that's happening. Trust me, it's been happening for a very long time because my mouth has been big and wide and open and honest for a very, very long time. So that part doesn't really bother me a bit.
Right.
It's just more like, sometimes it doesn't feel like people understand exactly what we're doing over here with our podcast. Sometimes they don't understand what we originally intended with the podcast. And sometimes they don't see what we're doing with the screamers. Because believe it or not, there is an ocean of thought behind why we do what we do. There's an ocean of thought behind why we are doing the interviews as well, which are on pause right now. Okay. Haven't put one out in a little while. That's okay. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it matters because I don't think anybody listens to them.
Nobody fucking listens to each other's podcasts. We've talked about this before on this show, is that we have 41 plus episodes that we've done full-length life story interviews with people around town who are involved in the music business, whether they're musicians or not. And we sat around a table with 4 or 5 of them, and everybody's like, how did you get started? It's like none of you.
You're not telling that story very good. Okay. There was 4 or 5 people who had been guests on our show.
I was trying to nutshell because we've already talked about it, but I guess
we already mentioned it. But in light of this show right now, why do we care?
That's true.
We went out to brunch with a round table of people and like 4 people, not counting Tara and I. If you count Tara and I, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6. 1, 2,
you and me.
3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5.
5?
There was 5 people there who were actually, Jay Stevens was one.
Hi,
yes,
Jay. Yes, Jay was on the show.
And it's a fan-fucking-tastic interview.
It's an amazing interview. You should listen to it. It's also a video interview. It's on the website. Unsungdreamers.com.
Anyway, we're sitting there with 5 people who had actually been on the show, and this conversation breaks out between them all. I was dealing with something else in my life.
Oh yeah,
so
something else big was happening.
I was on my phone and I wasn't paying super much attention. I'm not even being critical of these people. I'm just telling you as an example. We're sitting around at brunch all together. There's 5 of us who have actually been on the show, and we sat there for nearly like 2 hours.
Oh yeah, something like that.
Having some
nice.
fucking Bloody Marys. It was a great brunch. We had a great time. So then the conversation starts to unfold. Somebody, I don't know who, brings up at the table like, hey, to the person over
One
here.
of the people from being on the show. I won't say his name, but
like, so how did you get into music?
he was like,
what got
let's
you
go
started?
around the table one at a time.
Let's go around the
and
table
tell each other.
and ask each other how we got into music and or tell your story real quick. So I don't say nothing because I'm kind of busy doing my own thing. But anyway, I don't say nothing. So I'm just sitting here, and now this person is answering the question. Well, when I was young, I lived here and I did this and I got into this and I got into that. And I'm kind of looking up from my phone going,
we know.
What?
Yep, we know.
So then like, okay, let's keep going around the table. So this person goes to the next person. How about you? How did you get into it? And they sit and tell their whole story. Meanwhile, the person that's asking, who was also a guest on our show, apparently has not listened to anything. And then they all proceed to ask him, well, how did you get into music? How did you get it? Well, you know, this, and this, and told this whole story about very, very specific things that got him in the music business. Obviously, they hadn't heard his interview. And then they asked us.
They never got to me.
Yes, they did. They turned to us and they were like, hey, Tara, how about you? And that's when you said, what the fuck?
I sat there quietly the whole time. That's right. You're right.
Are you guys fucking kidding on me right now?
Are you kidding me right now?
If you want to hear how I got into music, go listen to episode 1. If you want to hear how this one got into music, go listen to episode yada yada and episode yada yada. And everything you guys have talked about for the last hour and a half has already been covered on our show. Every little detail, even more detail. The answer that this person just gave you that took 10 minutes, we have 2 more hours of detail on how they got into it. You apparently haven't listened to it, nor have you. And now you guys are actually asking us, and we have told our stories 1,000 times.
And y'all claim to support the music community.
So yeah, when I have to contemplate in my life how many hours it took to do all of those and to edit all those and the everything it takes to host all those and to update websites and to update our hosting site and to do all the things that we've been doing to try and make all that happen. Sure, I ask myself sometimes, why do I care? Why do I care?
Let me just pop this real quickly. Julia says, I have listened to the interviews of all 6 of the ones around that table, 19 down and 20 some odd to go. She says,
that's awesome.
You said, listen to the episodes. And I said, challenge accepted. And I am enjoying them so much.
Thank you so much, Julia.
And I will say thank you very much to Julia. I will say also thank you, Josh. Josh Poole sent a very nice message to us recently, how much he's listening to these interviews and how much it's enriching his life. And he said it really, really, really eloquently. There he is right there. I've been listening to the podcast. They're amazing. I feel closer to the people I can already consider friends. And that is the point. You two might just be the only musicians in town that are listening to each other's interviews. And you haven't even been on the show yet.
Which we're getting with Josh Poole.
We are.
Very soon.
We very soon will have Josh on the show. Very soon.
I mean, we don't want to make giant generalizations. I'm sure there's people out there listening to it and enjoying it.
Right.
It's just,
it was that moment that I just realized, wait a second.
there are some people though that try to pretend like everything is something that it's really not. And I don't think I should.
No,
I should not elaborate on that.
We shouldn't, but you know. Jared says number 38 will put you to sleep. There, you've been warned.
No, it will not, Jared.
It will not, Jared. No.
That episode was actually one of my most favorite ones.
That was a huge episode for us in so many different ways, Jared.
I mean, you said a lot. I mean, a lot. Like, I might go back and listen to it and count them.
Nah.
But that's okay.
I think you're. I'm gonna bust his balls for a second. Your balls, Dan.
Please
bust your balls.
Please do.
I think as much as Jared says, you say, you know.
Oh, I do.
I think.
You know.
Yeah, because it's like, you know. Duh.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna put it out there. I don't know. Maybe,
I'll start keeping an eye on that.
Maybe just the same amount. I don't know. That's right. Yep. Jared's episode is really good. Number 38 it's a really good episode, and we've talked about it here on the chat on the streamers.
Josh,
how much that episode was important to all of us as a group, you, me, and Jared. It was a really good life cleansing episode.
It was fantastic. And Jared's interview, actually, I'm glad it's becoming a subject right this second, because it's going to play into answering the question, why do we care? Especially, why do I care? Because it's episodes like that, it's interviews like that we had together, where if you had heard it, if you would listen to it, you would probably pick up on how bad of a place Jared and I used to be in, and how much we couldn't hardly be in the same room together because of this unknown, unspoken about rumors, festering drama. I don't know where the fuck it all came from.
We don't know. Other
than for some reason, we could hardly be in the fucking same venue together without it being weird for everybody in the room, but especially for him and I. Mm-hmm. And neither one of us truly knew why, because we never talked, and we were never, here's the thing. Even on Jared's show just a few weeks ago, one of his, what's he call it? Where he's by himself.
Shoot.
What's his episodes called?
It's when like you're by Shop yourself? Talk.
Shop Talk, or
is it?
Anyway, he said, before we get into this comment she just posted.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
I'll leave it up there.
He said on his Shop Talk, or whatever those episodes are called when he's by himself, Talking Shop.
Talking Shop. Okay.
Talking Shop, I think is what it's called. Yes.
That's what he said.
He said one of the things that he thinks could repair any of the things that don't go well within our actual community, within the people who are playing the music and are running sound and running lights and running the venues, club owners and everything, the actual community that is the Springfield music scene. Jared suggested that honesty would be the thing that could probably help it the most.
Right.
All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight.
Just want to touch on that real quick.
And so, yes, now back to why Jared's was one of my favorites, is because him and I had such a tension between us before we did that interview. And by the end of the interview, we've been really good friends ever since. Mm-hmm. He just posted here. It was important for him
to be honest,
because he was able to get so much off of his chest personally, relationships, friendships, growth, etc.
And that is actually what a lot of our guests say, is that once they leave here, regardless of the relationship with between us and the guest, a lot of times the guests say, wow, that was cathartic, that was nice, that was neat to go through all of that, to get that off my chest, blah blah blah. I like that.
And Jay Stevens says, just to switch it up a little bit, I think more shirts off and more glitter.
I agree with that.
Which, if you would listen to his interview, he has one of the most fantastic limo stories.
Oh my God.
Like, you will have to pick yourself up off the floor after you hear his limo story. And I love that. It's also awesome. Another wonderful interview because, of course, this town, not me, not Jay, this town wanted to try to create some kind of a thing where Jay Stevens and I were supposed to have some kind of like we're not supposed to get along. We're supposed to not like each other.
The town did that, not
blah,
these
blah,
two.
blah. Not us. First time I ever fucking met him, we were just like, what's up, man? He's like, what's up, man? Da-da-da. So good to meet you. So good to meet you. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
And everybody else in town's like, oh, Dan hates Jay. Oh, Jay hates Dan. It's like, it's
That's
all that.
never happened. You didn't even know each other.
I didn't even know him. We met. We had a great time. He came over and did an interview. And after that interview, I fucking fell in love with him. I thought he's funny. He knows what he's doing. Believe me, any of you guys that think Jay Stevens is a douche, the fucking joke's on you.
Joke's on you.
I'll
He's
tell you that
awesome.
right now. He knows what he's doing.
He's cool. He's rocking it out. He's doing it right.
Yeah. Me and Jay get along better than the other guys.
That's true. Nice. Nice. Right on.
It's absolutely true.
Hi, Krista.
I have mad respect for him and his past and how he's gotten to where he's at. And I think it's awesome. And just for humor, just for funny, if you just want to get a laugh, he's got an incredible limo story in his interview.
Yes. Yeah.
There's
look
amazing
right there.
shit out there.
Lick it like an ice cream cone.
Lick it like an ice cream cone. That is part of the story right there.
Do we have it up as audio? We do,
Yeah,
right?
we do.
We do. We do. It's number
I'm not sure the number.
35. 35.
Number 35.
But it's also a video interview on the website as
There's
well.
a
So
Jay Stevens audio.
yeah. Yep.
He came over specifically not dressed
Nope.
as the Jay Stevens. He explained exactly why he did that because he wanted to be real and answer questions real. And it was live and it was fucking awesome.
It was a live video that we turned into an audio podcast, and it was great. And he like Dan said, he purposefully came here in Jay Stevens attire, not rock star attire. It was awesome. It was a good interview. It was fun.
I loved that night.
Yeah, I did
Great.
too.
And then when the interview was done, we had a threesome and it was fucking great. Oh,
You'll never know.
Oh, go spread those rumors now.
That's our next show, isn't it? Oh, thanks, Krista. She's running an open mic over there at Q Anateca. Right.
Meadows. I would have guessed it's
Right,
at
Q Anateca?
Q Anateca.
I'm still learning how to say that. So she's just wanted to drop in and say hi. Hi. Fantastic, Miss Krista.
Krista Meadows has a wonderful interview on our show.
Yes, she does. She certainly does. Number 17.
She's done a hell of a lot more shit in her life than most of you
Most
realize.
of you have no idea. See? If you
Look,
would check
my
it
mom
out.
even loves Jay.
Aw, look at that. I love Jay. He's always sweet to me. Oh, thanks, Mama Gail.
See, look, the mom of the one and only singer of Machine Gun Symphony, she even loves Jay.
Hey.
I'm kidding. Come on.
Oh, there you go.
Lighten up, people. I'm joking.
Oh, last night at Q?
Last night at Q.
What is that? Do you mean last night, like as in Wednesday, or this is your last night, honey?
She says
we-
last
we
night
need
at Q
clarification.
tonight.
That's
Last night at Q tonight.
moving on to Odyssey.
Moving to Odyssey Lounge.
Ooh, at the Outland new idea called the Odyssey. Well, that's lovely. I kind of like that idea.
If the Outland is clean now, I'm out. I'm not going to
He
that
liked the
place.
stinky dive bar.
If it's clean now, fuck that place. I ain't going.
Aw.
I'm joking.
He's joking. He's
Anyway.
joking. Oh my God.
I'm just being funny.
I'm just going to put up, instead of why do we care as a banner, I'm just going to put up, Dan's just joking. Just so everything you
No,
say,
I shouldn't have to explain it every time.
know.
Come on.
which Al is asking, Krista, Al is asking which part is the Odyssey. I'm guessing it's the,
I think it's downstairs.
it's downstairs. Yes. But which one?
I
The
actually
little
don't know,
one or
though.
the bigger one?
It don't matter.
It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out.
The
Just
complex,
Just go there.
parts of the complex down there are still open. Or I
Mhm.
mean, are open now.
Are open now. The Odyssey is for sure open.
Yeah, the sagging floor
I
upstairs.
don't know if they brace the sagging floor. We'll see. It will never be clean. You're okay.
It'll never be clean. Good deal. Good deal.
Good to know.
It's the first
Okay.
time I ever walked into CBGB's in New York. I didn't actually get to play there, but I was on a tour with a band that played there. So we basically had to sit out on the street. Well, I mean, we were allowed into the show, but we were at CBGB's, but we didn't get to play because they had a separate show. And we were like, well, we'll follow you there because we ain't got nothing else to do until we play with you again tomorrow night, whatever it was. Walked into CBGB's. If any of you have been there, Mergerd, it had a smell like it. I'll bet there's people who have written about it in books. I mean, when you walk into CBGB's, which I think it's all closed up now, but when you walked into it, it wasn't like a stench like that would make you throw up or anything, but it was just kind of like a mixture of just smoke, sweat, vomit, beer, drinks.
Yeah.
Like the floors did not have a hard edge between the wall and the And the wall and the floor, like, you know, like you have baseboards that go to your floor and there's a nice tight square sharp edge. No, this was more rounded. It had about a 2-inch radius round from the floor to the walls from just all the shit that had collected there over decades.
But that smell, I can relate to that smell. I wasn't even at CBGB's, but I can relate to that smell because every time when we were on the road playing in the 90s, there was no smoking bans. Every place was a smoky bar in the 90s we played. So every time we'd open the trailer and start unloading our equipment, there was that smell. It's a smell because people put their beers on your speakers and there's smoke and everything. So you open the trailer and there's that same bar smell.
It's wild.
That hits you. I haven't smelled that in a long time.
Well, and being in a rock band back in those days, I had heard so much about CBGB's because like CBGB's is like, oh, that is the iconic, that is the one single rock and roll bar worldwide, you know, global, everybody knows it. So when I had the chance to go there, I was just super excited. Like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm going to CBGB's, man. This is so awesome. I was so excited. And I walked in and you think the Outland is dirty.
It's just a dive bar.
It's the diviest. CBGB's is the diviest bar ever. You have never
you been to Tootsie's in Nashville?
I have.
Oh my God.
I have.
Talk about a piece of shit fucking dive bar.
Well, and Tootsie's though is still kind of on Broadway, and it's kind of like
it's off Broadway.
It's in the hubbub, and it's right on Broadway.
No, it's around the corner.
It is on Broadway. Bet $100.
It is.
You can walk in the front door of Tootsie's off of Broadway.
Okay, maybe I'm off. I'm not going to bet you.
There is a back alley door.
Wait. Where's the Ryman? What street is the Ryman
behind
on?
it?
The Ryman is here, and Tootsie's is over here.
Ryman
so
is here, and Broadway is here.
Okay,
Tootsie's is right there.
All right. My bad. But
and
I know
it shares an alley with the Ryman.
Well, I know. Okay, my bad. My bad. Julia says the bathrooms at CBGB are legend.
Yes, it's unbelievable.
And Kanita says she went to Nashville to see Scotty. I'm assuming Nashville because that's where Scotty is now.
Castile, yeah, we almost saw him last time we went.
Kind of, yeah. He called when we were down there, and he was already.
We tried to hook
He had
up.
already played the same bar that we were at, but he did the day set or whatever, right? Yeah, we have to say Kanita's big wedding is tomorrow.
Yeah,
since Kanita's here.
Did you all know that Kanita Silva is getting married tomorrow?
Wait.
I love
No. Saturday.
Tomorrow. Saturday.
My bad.
Tomorrow's Friday. Saturday.
This week on Unsung Dreamers, we will discuss the geographical and topographical layout of the great city of Nashville. Yeah.
Jared, I had to prove her wrong.
Look. She's proving you right.
422 Broadway. Told you that bitch is on Broadway.
My fucking bad. All I gave a shit about was the alley between the Ryman and Tootsie's because I heard stories about.
Because that's Hank where Cash and Hank and whoever used to go have a smoke in between their shows.
No, they go fucking drink
a beer.
They
whatever.
drink their asses off. Oh my God. Okay. The moon of Kentucky keep on shining. I'm not making fun. I'm just saying. I love my country music.
There was a bet, Jared. I had to hash out the bet.
We didn't shake because I doubted myself as soon as you said that.
I wish we would have.
But I doubted myself, so there's no bet.
I feel you, boo. I feel you. Anyway,
you've been in Nashville more than me.
So CBGB's is not what you think if you haven't been there. To think of the very worst, diviest, shittiest bar in Springfield, Missouri, and CBGB's is 10 times worse than that, with 10 times bigger speakers. They have a PA. They had a PA in CBGB's that could have powered Hammonds, but it was in CBGB's, which is about the size of the Silverleaf. If any of you ever been there.
If anybody knows, does anybody know the Silverleaf?
The CBGB's is not much bigger than the Silverleaf.
The original Silverleaf before they
the
opened
Outland
that other
Ballroom is bigger than CBGB's.
Al Hatch just says Stepchild's back in the day.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Outland Ballroom upstairs is bigger than CBGB's almost by double.
Yeah. Yep. Worse than Harpo's?
Yes, it's worse than Harpo's. It's about the same size as Harpo's, but
divier.
the grungy smell. Oh my gosh. I'll never forget it. Crazy people. Crazy.
Crazy. Oh, I'm looking back at comments. I saw one from Kanita.
So we want to get into this?
Kanita Silva.
I'm going to run out of cigarettes.
Well, stop smoking so much.
You sound like Krista.
Well, she's right. Wait, where did I see it? I'm going to go here.
She's
Hang on.
not always right.
No, she's not always right. I'm not always right. You're not always right.
I'm not always right.
Where's she at? Gosh darn it. Why am I being so nice? Gosh darn it. There. Kanita says, why do we care?
Why do we care?
Why do we care?
All right, we want to get into it.
Let's get into it.
Everybody had their fun.
Go get you another drink. Sit back, relax. He's smoking in the studio tonight. He's dealing with some stress this week. And I gave him permission. Not that he needs my permission, but he cleared it with me. Anyone got what?
Hey, you know what's fantastic? Jared will appreciate this. I do it every single week. Every week. I don't hit record before we start the show.
And we didn't tonight.
I don't know, man. We're a train wreck.
We are a train wreck because there's too many buttons to push. If I had that thing over here.
Train wreck saloon. I'm going to write a song.
So the first hour of the show is not recorded on audio. So sorry, those of you who are listening to this audio only.
Oh, man, we've already gone an hour and we haven't even started the show.
I know.
We kind of have.
You kind of talked about some things from last week.
All right. So I'll try to make this somewhat short. I don't want to go super long.
It's fine.
Tara and I have asked each other and ourselves this question many times over the last 2 years. Why do we care? Why do we keep doing it? Why do we want to keep doing it? There are definitely some times when it doesn't feel worth it. There's some times that it just feels like it's a waste. I know that there's many of you out there who have been, loyal fans. You've been excited fans. I love that. We love that.
Some of you are patrons. Actually, give us a buck or two a month.
Just that in and of itself makes it worth it. So please don't be offended when I say that sometimes we question it because there's a bigger picture involved and at stake. When we start thinking of why do we want to continue a podcast that was initially meant to create a different atmosphere in the Springfield music scene. I'm not going to say make it better necessarily. I'm just going to say, create it differently. We've all talked about, including the Audio Roast podcast and several other people out on the street that we've talked to, friends of ours, everything else. We've all admitted that there's been definitely some serious segmented, almost like continents, almost, there I go saying,
Mm-hmm.
There's like the continent of Commercial Street, and there's the continent of downtown Springfield, and there's the continent of South Side, and the continent of singer-songwriters, and the continent of country, and the continent of cover bands, and et cetera, et cetera. And it seems like a lot of those people just tend to hang out with each other. Some people simply call it a clique. I don't know if I would call it just simply a clique. They create an entire alliance between just them. And if somebody is sick in that alliance, then they help that sick. And if somebody needs money in that alliance, they help that money. But a lot of times we've not seen a lot of people cross over. If there's somebody, that's in part of the South Side clique, And there's a guy that plays Commercial Street who just had something horrible happen in his life. Not a whole lot of South Side musicians are going to help the guy on Commercial. That's just not necessarily definitively true. Okay. I know that it's happened. I know that you'll all say you care about everybody. I got it. But on a day-to-day basis, the lines don't get crossed very often.
Nope.
They especially didn't get crossed almost at all 3 or 4 years ago when we started this, which is why the guests that we've had on our show have ranged from all of those cliques I just mentioned. We've had hip hop, we've had country, we've had Commercial Street people, we've had South Side bands, we've had cover bands, we've had downtown bands,
We've had promoters.
we've had original bands, we've had promoters. So that everybody can hear everybody's story. And frankly, I think a lot of people still might not even listen to interviews on our podcast if it's not somebody that's part of their continent.
And still they won't.
And still they won't. And I can't do anything to fix that except just keep trying. But just for starters, I had a very intense mentor of mine, probably one of the greatest mentors I've ever had, especially musically. I've mentioned his name probably 100 times on this podcast. He was the producer of the Johnny Q Public Records, Joe Baldridge. Now, I don't know if he came up with this quote or if he was quoting it from somebody else, but I watched an interview with him on, I think, another podcast one time. And something he said in that interview was to bloom where you're planted. And so what that means is if I lived in Denver, Colorado, I wouldn't give a flying fuck about Springfield, Missouri. Why would I? If I lived there my whole life, if I had never lived here before, and maybe I still lived in St. Louis, or maybe I just decided to move somewhere else to go to college and my whole entire life took a different path, why would I give a damn about Springfield, Missouri? I wouldn't. There's nothing for me to give a damn about if I've never lived here. So now that I've been here for almost 30 years, the phrase bloom where you're planted kind of applies a lot to that. Like, well, this is where I'm at now. So I do care. I have met a lot of people. I know almost everybody on this thread right now personally. And things like that. And when I go out, I see people that I'm familiar with and I've been seeing them for years. And we all are starting to know each other's stories even more and more and more. I'm fucking damn near 50 years old, man. There's some of you out there that are all, like, oh, I do this and I do this and I do that in music. And it's like, yeah, I did all that before you were born. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying, fucking, I'm getting old, bro. Like, I've also done all that shit too. But the bigger point is we're all knowing each other's stories and we're getting to know each other's stories more and more and more. The more we hang out together, the more we be together. Right, man? And so to do something like this and for it to be about the Springfield music scene, we're trying to bloom where we are planted. We are planted in Springfield right now, and this is where we want to bloom. Therefore, getting into the problems. You don't think there's problems in the music scene? Well, there is. I'm not scared to tell you. I'm not afraid.
You're not scared?
I'm not scared.
Scared.
Are there awesome things? Yeah, there is. There is. Are there great bands? Sure. Are there shitty bands? Oh, you're damn right there is. Are there places that sound like shit when you see a band? Yeah. Are there places that sound amazing? Uh-huh, sure. There's all these things. But to sit around and just keep fluffing it up like it's something just like, oh, the Springfield music community is just so amazing. No, actually, it's not all the time.
It's got its flaws.
It's not all the time.
It's got its flaws.
And taking it back to the concept that honesty is something that could bring us together. Well, I'm the sacrificial lamb, my friends. I don't really care. I will say things that I'm sure people are going to not like me for.
But he's honest.
If you don't like me for it, then fine. Don't like me for it.
That's right.
That's what I mean when I say I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you don't like me. Doesn't matter. But if you want to pretend like everything is just A-okay and super cool and super awesome, you're kidding yourself.
Hi,
and
Amy,
you
babe.
live in La La Land. There are definitely aspects that are beautiful, but there's other things that like need so much repair. And most of it is just because people are not able to be honest with each other.
Mhm.
And I'm not talking about being honest like, oh, I think your band sucks.
No.
That's an easy thing to be honest about. That is easy. Like go up to someone at the end of their show and be like, man, I didn't like your show. It fucking sucked. That's actually easy. Some of the little tiny diggy the little cancerous cells that are among us are the ones that are harder to be honest with. And, not as much for me. I don't really care to call out cancerous cells. So you ask me, why do I care? Well, I'm trying to bloom where I'm planted. I'm trying to be a part of and add some kind of a color to and make suggestions for the Springfield music scene. And my intention, my motive is to make it better and better and better. And you say, well, then why do you go off on people sometimes? Well, because sometimes people need to be gone off on. That's why.
Hashtag truth, hashtag honesty. Oh, that's so scary, Dan. That's gonna get you in trouble.
And or if I'm obviously joking with somebody, and I'm obviously just razzing someone and roasting somebody, it still opens up the floor for people to be more honest with me and even with each other and realize we don't have to all pretend like we are perfect human beings. We can just kind of call each other out on some of our little things, like when we called Jared out on his and his and his 100%. Now, can he call me out on bullshit like I didn't even record half the show tonight? Of course he can. He gives me shit all the time. We do dumb shit over here all the time. We can't figure our damn mics out. We can't figure our damn video out. He's had to come over and help us figure out how to hook shit up before. And he makes fun of us all the time. That's what we do. But that actually still opens up a playing field of like, hey, we all ain't got to take ourselves so fucking seriously. Let's just have some fun with our bantering and our roasting and things like that. But then also when somebody's like being a fucking dick, then I don't care to call them a fucking dick. I don't care who they are. It doesn't matter to me who they are.
Oops.
It just doesn't.
But we're the assholes. Just saying.
Well, we'll be called the assholes because other people can't be honest.
Mhm.
When somebody thinks I'm an asshole, rarely do they actually come to me and call me an asshole. Some people do. Don't get me wrong. And those are the ones I have more respect for than the others, who come up to me and they pretend like we're all A-okay. And then I find out they're talking major shit behind my back. So, that's all fine too.
Oh, don't worry, Kanita. We won't hurt your feelings, sweetie.
No way, Kanita.
Not 2 days before your wedding day.
You're our snuggle-buggles.
Yeah, we love Miss Kanita. Number 2, episode 2, Kanita Silva, just by the way.
So anyway, that's why we are engaged in Springfield. I mean, unfortunately, for those of you who hate me, I live in Springfield, and so I actually care about Springfield, Missouri. For those of you who love me, maybe you're just kind of like, man, I'm glad you're around, Dan. I've got both sides. Yep. We all do.
Yep.
We all do. But for those of you who don't like me, unfortunately, I live here, and therefore I have no reason to care about the music scene in Joplin. I don't have any reason to care about the music scene in Rogers, Arkansas. I care about the music scene here in Springfield because I'm blooming where I planted. So that's my geographical reason for why I care. But wait, there's more.
Oh, wait, there's more.
$9.99. Call now.
$19.99. Prices go up.
Only $19.99.
While you're lighting that, I just want to say Bud Light came out with a whole new flavor pack, and they include pineapple and cranberry, and I'm very happy at that. We are not sponsored by Bud Light seltzers, but I would love to be. Just saying. Okay. Anyway, back to our regular programming.
We should be. I could build an airplane fuselage. What do they call them?
It's a fuselage?
A fuselage out of the amount of aluminum that's come out of this house.
Oh, Kanita says she thought she was episode 1. Well, honey buns, technically you're episode 2
She's episode 2.
because our episode was number 1. So you were our
But
first
Kanita
guest.
was our very first guest.
Kanita was definitely our very first guest. But as for numbers, she's episode number 2.
Episode 2. And if you guys would listen to Kanita's interview,
It's
you
an
would
amazing
learn
story.
about the things that she has gone through and fought through to get to where she's at now.
Good Lord.
Not only in her personal life, but in her musical life. Going through a time where she wasn't even allowed to play music.
Right.
And if that intrigues you, then go fucking listen to her interview because it's fascinating. It's fascinating that she's doing music the way she does. And she's done really well
And
with
she's
it in the
killing
last
it.
few years.
She's killing it.
And having come out of a place where she was absolutely told she was not allowed to play
That's
music.
right. That is right.
Yeah, you would know that if you would listen to her interview.
If you listen
it's amazing.
to the episodes, just
It's
saying.
amazing. I might have kept the part in. No, I better not talk about that.
No, we just let them into.
Not 2 days before the wedding.
Yeah, not. So you can always see them at unsungdreamers.com, peoples, or just the audio versions are always available anywhere you get your podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, wherever. I don't give a shit.
Part of Kanita's interview is actually in the intro to our song when
That
she
is.
was telling the story about setting all of her little teddy bears up. She used to set all of her little teddy bears up on like a shelf and line them all up so that they were facing her, and then she would sing to them
Hi, Ben Russell.
because at least that was her audience.
She had an audience.
She created her own audience out of her own.
If
teddy
you listen
bears.
to the intro, you'll hear her voice.
It's amazing.
It's
But
pretty
yeah, the intro
cool.
to our song, you can hear her talking about when she lined up all of her teddy bears and sang to them.
That's right. That's right. Ben says hi to you too. Ben Russell.
It's Ben. What's up, Ben?
Hey, what's up? So, bloom where you're planted.
Bloom, you're planted.
Why do we care?
So I want to go on to another thing to help people understand how weird I am. And, you know, I even hate saying weird because I don't think I'm weird. I think I'm what's supposed to be normal, actually.
I would think so too.
Everyone thinks I'm arrogant. Everybody thinks I'm an asshole. Everybody thinks I take everything too far. I gotcha. Cool.
That's cool.
Have your pins.
Have your pins.
I just made that up. Opinions.
Oh,
Have your pins.
you're abbreviate. I hate abbreviations.
That's my abbreviated for
Same.
opinions. Have your pins. Anyway, one thing I don't think I've talked about on this show at all, ever, in the 2.5 years we've done it, is I don't think so. There might have been a mention of it.
There might have been a rare mention.
I don't know how much I've talked about it. I certainly haven't talked about the whole background of it, but back in 2006, I actually lived in my own fight club. Now, I didn't create a fight club where there was actually guys involved like the movie. It was just me. I wanted to be in fights because I was desperate to be around something that's real. Now, for those of you who have followed this for the whole time we've been doing it, you know that I've got an incredibly strict, fundamental Christian background. And as far as the church is concerned, the church is nothing but rules and rules and rules and rules that are absolutely impossible. They're impossible to uphold. They just are. And so since they're impossible, that's the way the church can stay controlled over you. They keep you under control.
Always
is
make you feel
because
like you're down here.
If you are constantly breaking those rules because of your human nature that was actually given to you by God, then you should feel guilty and you should keep coming to church to confess your sins and to be sorry for what you've done that week. And that's what keeps people in the pews, is because of the guilt trip they give you for doing things in your life that actually are stemmed from your human nature, but yet they preach it as if you are sinning, you are a horrible person, and now you need to come back to church. It's a fucking business, all right? And
just like shitty oppressive relationships.
it's just like shitty oppressive relationships, which you've experienced. So I got to a point where I experienced all this in the music industry too. When I was dealing with record companies, Christian promoters, Christian venues, I showed up 1,000 miles away and promoters would tell me that the Lord just didn't provide and they didn't pay us the money that they signed a contract for. We'll do a show there for you guys for $3,000. We showed up. We left the venue with not one single dollar,
right?
Because the promoter said the Lord didn't provide. That's the kind of crazy fucking shit that they do that starts making you feel like, well, I guess I am some kind of an awful person.
Right.
And so I spent many, many years in that whole arena, right? So I didn't want nothing to do with that. Now, this has nothing to do with what I believe. Okay, that's a whole separate, we can talk about that on a whole separate damn episode because it doesn't affect some of the things I believe. It's just the idea of church and religion was an oppressive thing for me for a really, really long time, as well as several other major things in my life made me feel the same way. So when my dad passed away totally unexpectedly, the day after Father's Day, there was no signs. 2006, there was no signs. There was no, like, he wasn't in the hospital. It wasn't like something we were waiting on. There was no long-term cancer, nothing like that.
He was only 62.
All of a sudden, we're out on a boat at Table Rock Lake for Father's Day. The very next day, he's dead, right? Well, at that point, there was a change that happened in me, which a lot of people say does happen when your father dies. If you're a boy and your father dies,
or your
there
mother.
is mother if you're a girl. Father, if you're a boy, there's something very distinct that happens, especially with the patriarchal kind of concept where now my dad's not here to help me when I need it someday. I have to do this all on my own.
Hi, Mark LeBrock.
When I realized I was all on my own, I decided I don't want fake friends around me no more. I don't want fake people around me. I don't want fake churchgoers. I don't want fake churches. I don't want fake church pastors. I don't want fake friends. I don't want fake family. I don't want fucking fake nothing.
And you were about 35-ish years old at this time.
Yeah. I have no tolerance for it. I have no more time for it. I have already just laid my life down for so many people who abused me, people who took advantage of me, people who fucking talk shit about me behind my back, people who just sucked the marrow out of me for their own benefit. Everything I did to help them, they just snagged and stole and ran away and took all of the bennies I gave them and turned it into something else and left me lying in the dirt. And I decided in 2006, I'm never going to let that happen again, ever. Never. Not going to let that happen again. Doesn't matter to me if I'm broke. Doesn't matter to me if I have friends. Doesn't matter to me if I'm sitting in a corner twiddling my own fucking thumbs. I don't really give a shit. I'm not going to let somebody treat me that way ever again. And the way to do that is to not surround yourself with a bunch of tourists. I ain't going to have a bunch of tourists in my fucking life just sucking the marrow out of what they think is cool about me and then going around and telling people a bunch of shit. Now, for anybody listening that's going, oh, you're full of shit, you don't know what you're talking about. I do know what I'm talking about. I was in Machine Gun for 11 years and every fucking band in this town hated me because we drew more people than you. And we drew more people than you back 15 years ago. And you're pissed about it. Guess when that was? Guess when Machine Gun started?
2006.
Right around 2006.
Oh, no.
Isn't that a fucking dandy?
Josh.
I'd get up on stage and I didn't give a shit about anybody in the room. You're damn right I didn't, because I wasn't going to let anybody be fake around me anymore. Quick pause. What's Josh Poole saying?
Josh, there's a difference between Christian music industry and secular music industry. The Christian music industry will call you brother as they're screwing you.
That's the truth.
Oh,
Hey, brother.
Don't.
Hey, brother.
Just
One of the
saying.
biggest phrases in Christian music industry is, hey, man, it's just business. It's not personal. I know that that's a big phrase in all of businesses, but especially in Christian. Oh, boy. How many times have I heard people tell me, hey, man, it's just business. It's not personal.
It's your last
While
one.
they're
You
fucking
might
me.
save it.
Yeah, I know. So back to what I was saying, 2006 is right about when I just started not giving a shit about what anybody thought of me.
And that's when Machine Gun started, because you didn't care anymore about making your own music. It's like, fuck
That
it.
band never started to try to like be something. I've told you guys 100 times, for those of you who have listened for a long time, the band started as a joke. We were only going to play one show and we were never going to play again. And we were begged and begged and begged to play again. And we played again and that show sold out. And it's been selling out ever since then. And and all 11 years I was with them, almost 95% of our shows were gigantic and they were big. And every fucking band in this town I heard all of the shit that was said about me and all the shit that was said about our band and all the critical, you can't sing. All you do is scream. You're just a drunk. You guys don't have this.
Tracks.
You use tracks. You do this. I was using tracks all the way to the bank. All right. And everybody acted like a bunch of fucking pussies. And then when I saw them in person, oh, by golly, Holly, they would come up to me and be like, great show, man. Great show. And I already knew behind their back that they were the ones talking all the shit on me. I don't do that anymore. I don't do it. I don't do it. Okay. The reason why I don't do it is because nobody has ever taken the time to know my story before I was ever in Machine Gun. I don't take pride in Machine Gun. I think it still was a big fucking joke. I don't give a shit about it. I don't care what the accomplishments were. It never mattered to me, ever. That's why I would drink too much on stage, because I didn't give a shit about the damn band. I didn't care. What I cared about is that everybody was prejudging me so fast on whatever they could find just because I was succeeding more than them at the time, which I didn't care about, but it was just happening. And they were all a bunch of fake fucking tourists. When they would come up and try to talk to me and act like they gave a shit about what I think, ask me questions about this or that. They didn't care. Oh, you're just intimidating to talk to. Fuck off. Fuck off. I don't deal with people who say dumb shit like that. You're too intimidating to talk to. I'll go fuck off. Fuck off.
You've never been
I'm very, yeah, everybody thinks I'm intimidating to talk to.
Because you're
no, everybody
awesome.
thinks I'm intimidating to talk to all the time. I've heard it. Listen.
I know.
Like Chris Palmer says, I've got the receipts. Trust me. I know what y'all been saying about me behind my back.
That's
and I don't
true.
deal with fake friends anymore. And so the reason why I get so intense on this show here is I hope that I weed you out. I hope the people out there that are just like,
it works.
Oh, Dan is this and Dan is that. I hope I weed you out. I hope you go away. Go away and don't talk to me again. It doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter now. I don't really care. Because back to my Fight Club thing, that's why I started it. I wanted to feel. I started it for the same reason that Ed Norton started it. Forget his character's name. He wasn't Tyler. Who was he?
Oh, what was his name on that show? Shit. That's like your favorite movie.
I know, it's just slipping my mind.
That's
right now.
okay. That's okay. We'll Google that shit. You go. You keep going.
The initial, it doesn't matter. Somebody will comment.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
Well, you got me all distracted.
Sorry.
now.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to help. We got to Google this shit. Might as well, right? Well,
It's right there. Just quit scrolling around. It just says as the narrator.
No kidding. As the narrator. Duh.
Anyway. The initial motivation behind him getting that started via his other personality, which was Tyler Durden.
Do they ever say his name? It just says narrator here.
Yeah. Well, he's the narrator, I guess.
Alrighty then. Okay. He's the narrator. All right. Fantastic.
Was because he wanted to feel something and he was tired of everything around him feeling so mundane and feeling so
Where's our camera?
like with no magic and with no energy and with no awesomeness. See, that's why I don't want to do that.
That's okay. Oh, come on. It's not supposed to do that. Oh my God. Can you guys still hear us? Can you still hear us? This really pisses me off when it's fucking shit does that.
Tyler Durden, not curse.
You said Tyler.
Tyler Durden.
Okay,
yes.
they can still hear us.
But I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Did Ed Norton's character have a different name, or was his name also Tyler Durden? That's because he always talked to Tyler as if it was Tyler.
Right.
The movie credits just
Ugh.
see. I don't really want to jump around and surf the web.
We're still here. If you guys can hear us, keep talking. They say they can still hear
us.
you.
Yeah,
we can't
who
see
turned
you.
the lights out?
I don't know. Machine guns are violent and hurt people. Nice, Tom. That's cool. So I'm going to try something a little different because I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Does anybody watching live really close to me? Jared, go fix it. Mark LeBrock said, Jared, go fix it. Okay, something's coming on.
I know. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, I'm fixing the camera. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Boom sauce. All right. Fine. We're back.
Yeah. So anyway, back to my story. And for those of you who think I'm talking like poetically, I'm not. I'm talking about real fights. I had that feeling of like, I feel empty. I feel drained. I feel numb. It's just like when, it's like when Trent Reznor said, I hurt myself today to know I still feel, just so I know I still feel, or whatever that lyric is. That's where I was back in 2006. I had suffered through so much of that bullshit that I decided I don't want anybody in my life except people who actually do know who I am, understand who I am, and appreciate who I am. So fuck it. I'm going to raise the biggest hell at every party we get into, and everywhere that I go, I'm going to try to start fights with people. And it wasn't with strangers. Here's what's interesting. My fights were always with people I knew. They were always with my friends, and I would explain to them what I want to do. I want to fight. I've never fought. Let me make another point. I'd never been in a fight my entire life. A fist fight, I've never been in one in my entire life. I just wanted to kind of feel something different than I was feeling. I was hurting so bad because of those things. I was hurting so bad because I just lost my dad unexpectedly. I felt lost. I had no idea how the hell I'm going to move forward. And so one way to start was to get people around me that's genuine and real. That's the first way to start. I cannot continue my life with a bunch of fucking tourists and think that I'm going to find any kind of joy or happiness or anything. Now, you might think I'm getting a little deep here, but I'm going to bring this around to why we're doing this stupid ass podcast. I needed to get people around me that were genuine. And if somebody could understand why I would want to go through this and why I would want to do this stupid shit and maybe even be one of the ones that beats the shit out of me, they knew I wanted it. They knew I wanted it. They understood. Those friends understood. Those couple of friends volunteered and they took me on my challenge. I never won any of those fights. I lost them all.
You. I'll let you say it.
I got my ass beat. All right.
Your own cousin.
I got in a fight with my own cousin. Now, here's the only rules I had was let's just not hit. Okay. There was no padding. There was no headgear.
No gloves.
There was no gloves. There was nothing. It was just dressed the way I am right now, bare fist. Let's just go. Square up. And I don't want you to hold back. If you've got it in you, if you've got the power in you, bring me everything you have. Let's just not hit in the face. And the only reason the hit in the face was because I still was a professional. I mean, I owned a business. I had employees. I had clients. Like, I can't quite go as far as the movie and show up to my business the next day with two big black eyes.
Yeah.
So let's just stay off the face. Everything else is game. Ready, set, go. And we would just go at each other. And I got the shit beat out of me every single time I did it. My cousin actually sent me to the hospital. He beat the shit out of me one time at my own childhood home in St. Louis. I woke up the next morning and I was green and purple from the neck down, from the shoulder blades down, green, purple, all the way down the front of me. I had to actually go to the hospital in St. Louis, which I didn't even have a doctor up there, but I couldn't breathe. The next morning I was having trouble breathing. I went to the hospital and I'm sitting on the thing. I'm still hung over as fuck. I sit up on the deal. The doctor comes in. He's got these glasses way down on the end of his nose, right? So he's like, what seems to be the problem? I was like, well, it's this. And I pulled my shirt up and he's looking at me over those readers and he's looking at my chest. It's green and purple. And he's like, what is this? And that's when Tyler Durden took over in my head. And I just fucking told the doctor, I said, I'm in a fight club. And my cousin beat the shit out of me last night because I just want to feel something again. and he's just looking over his glasses like, son, you just hold up. We're going to have to do some x-rays. So they sent me to the x-ray machine. I've got 2 cracked ribs. My whole entire chest is bruised. He's like, there's nothing I can do about that. They're just small fractures, tiny little ones. And all you can do is just kind of wait until they heal. I'm not saying any of that kind of shit to brag. I'm not saying that it was awesome that I did that. I'm just saying it was my way of like, I'm ready to take myself all the way to the bottom voluntarily to make sure that when I come back up, it'll be the people that actually fucking care. And you know what? It worked. It worked. I lost so many friends that year. So many people that to this day are just like, oh, that Dan Fitz is crazy. Yeah, good. Then stay away. Then stay away. Stay away. Don't get near me, you fucking tourist. I only deal with people that are totally real around me. If you ain't real around me, then fuck off. You want to draw dicks on my bathroom door? Fuck off. I don't deal with a bunch of fucking tourists. Period. Done deal. It's pretty easy to understand. Now, what that brings us back to the podcast.
I'm like tearing up over here. Kanita says, please don't hurt him. Because Jared and Josh are going to come over and do wrestling moves on you.
That's fine. I haven't done a fight in, oh God, probably ever since I cracked my ribs.
Josh, let's go lay the smackdown on their candy asses. I'll put that up there. Oh. Yeah. Oh, Mama's still watching. Holy shit.
And put her comment up. This is my mother here, okay, guys? Gail Fritz. A lot of you already know that. It was really hard for her because she couldn't do anything to help me. And I will just say right here live on this show, that is true. She couldn't. Mm-mm. And it wasn't because of her.
It wasn't because she wasn't trying.
It wasn't because she wasn't trying. It wasn't because she cared. But I will tell you what. She was there when I rose back up. And so I knew she wasn't a tourist. Trust me, there's parents out there that can be fucking tourists too. And fucking let their kids go by the wayside and not do everything they can. She did everything she could to help me. I wasn't willing to accept it at that time. It was my fault. It was my fault because I wanted to be all the way bare bones and be all by myself. And I wanted all of my friends, all of my family. I wanted them all to hate me for just a minute. Just let me start there, because when I start rebuilding on that, then I know I will be around people who are real, because I have lived 20 years of fucking phonies and fucking tourists around me in my life. That's why I'm the way that I am. That's the way that I am. That's why the way that I am. So you might be like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You're just an asshole. I'm not simply an asshole. I am complicatedly an asshole.
I'm going to put this up here.
Ooh, they're bringing steel-toed boots. I'm going to hurt.
Look at Al. Damn, I even feel guilty for the dick drawing now. Nice, Al. That's fucking fantastic. And I will say, just to add to this, I never did a fight club or anything like this, but the mindset of me these days is exactly where Dan is and exactly where Dan was at the point. And that's why I kicked that motherfucker out the first night. It didn't feel good. It wasn't the right vibe. And it was just a kind, like, hey, maybe you should go. It wasn't a big deal, but I have set my own boundaries and I'm there too. I am in a place where I'm just not going to deal with something I don't like. It wasn't that big a deal, but it was just like, I'm okay. I just don't want this right now. And yes. I have that right. This is our home.
Yes. I appreciate these comments of people who kind of understand what I'm saying. I know it sounds a little radical, but I'm getting to a further point. The further point is that also earlier in this thread, I said that this Springfield music scene is in not as good a shape as everybody tries to brag and pretend that it is. It's not. There's still cliques. There's still shit talking. There's still jealousy. There's still people who say mean things about each other, including me. Okay. Trust me, I'm not the know-it-all. I'm a part of also probably in the past shit talking and saying things like that. Okay. You disrespect me, I'm going to shit talk you. Fuck that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I've probably said derogatory bullshit things about certain bands, about certain people, and so has everybody else. And I know it's not ever actually going to be fixed completely. It's not going to be 100% like amazing and perfect and everything else. That's not what I'm going for. That's not what our goal is here on the Unsung Dreamers or the Unsung Screamers. That goal is impossible. It will never be met. But the only way you could actually take one step towards something be a little bit titch better is to quit fucking tolerating tourists. Because there's no way fucking tourists in your life are going to make your band any better. They're not going to make you any better. They're not going to make this scene any better. They're just going to keep wallowing and festering in their drama and festering in their rumors and festering in their shit talking about people and making fun of some band because of something and making fun of another band and giving another band shit. You don't think I've already lived this? Are you kidding on me? Don't try to fucking put something in my face like, don't tell me something that I haven't already heard, because that's impossible. You can't do it. You can't tell me something I haven't already heard. I've already heard it. Tom, sorry, peed on my bush now. No, it's okay that you peed on my bush, because that, Tom, was like an act of honesty.
That was.
You were just like, I need to pee.
I need to pee.
I'm going to pee on your bush.
I'm going to pee right here on my bush.
Does anybody live really close to me that's listening right now? Because I could use a pack of Marlboro Ultra.
Just saying, he could use some cigs. He's out, and we still got a few
only if
minutes
someone
to
lives
go.
really close.
Yeah. Hi, Stephanie.
Oh, I can't talk about the genitalia artist.
We cannot.
I've already gotten in enough trouble for
We're
that.
in
I don't
enough
wanna talk
trouble. We're
about
not
it.
going to do that again. Nope. No. Sorry, Steph. Not gonna. Oh,
I think
Josh.
Josh has got me.
Oh my God, Josh! Woo! Yay!
The silver ones, bruh.
shorts.
The ultralights. Thanks, man. And by the way, Josh Poole, I think he's going to go grab me some cigarettes, but he is going to be the next guest on the Unsung Dreamers. We're actually going to release an interview of Josh very soon, probably in a couple weeks.
Hi.
Because he's got some pretty interesting stories. He's got a story I was almost going to incorporate in tonight's show, but it was too complicated to figure out how to do it.
Sure.
Which is a pretty shocking, scary story for Josh Poole, and hardly anybody even knows it. And so that's what's bringing me back to the reason why I just went through my background on why I kind of just like to live that way. Now, I'm not going to call you out. If you want to go be a douchebag, then go be a douchebag. But if it starts affecting me, if it starts to have anything to do with me, then I'm going to say something, because I don't deal with tourists anymore in my life, period. I just don't deal with it. So do something that affects me, and I'm going to definitely, absolutely talk shit on your ass. If you don't, if you're just out there living your own life, if you do shit in my house, if you do shit to my face or talk bad about me behind my face, then I'm gonna talk shit on you. Okay? Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. If somebody wrongs you and you decide to get pissed off about it, well, then you get pissed off about it. That's different. That's not what I'm talking about. Yep. I'm talking about the petty fucking shit that goes around, and we all just keep sweeping it under the rug. I'm the one that is willing to not sweep it under the rug, and I'll just completely talk about it because I don't really give a damn.
Yeah.
Just like Russ Weatherby said, every time Dan says I don't give a fuck, let's drink.
Let's drink. We still have the big fucking bottle of tequila or vodka. Look at that.
Is that fake vodka?
Anyway, don't give away our secrets. Don't give away our secrets.
Oh my gosh.
Are you going to drink one?
Of the fake vodka?
It's not fake. Hey, you didn't wait for me, you asshole.
I'll do 6 more.
I know.
Yeah, when we watched the debates and took shots every time Biden said, what were we thinking?
I don't even fucking care.
Like, here's the deal, man. Or
here's the deal, man, and fucking whatever.
It was just water.
See, no reaction at all.
Yeah, it's just water.
Because we believe in honesty.
Yeah. And Machine Gun used to put iced tea in Jack Daniels bottles when I was in the band. So when all of you were freaking out about us chugging Jack Daniels, it was all iced tea.
Right on. Yeah.
Anyway. And so because of all that I've experienced specifically in this music biz around here in Springfield, Missouri, My contribution, all right, is not as much music anymore. It's just kind of hoping to open up floodgates between us all to be able to talk about things and discuss things that we've never been able to talk about or discuss before, because we have some kind of a dam of like, here's how I'm supposed to look in public or some shit like that. And so therefore I'm not going to talk about this or talk about that or say this or say that or do this or have that idea or be original, because I have to just confide to exactly what's going on. And that's all just a bunch of bullshit. And I don't have any problem calling it out. That's why I say things like paint by number band. I don't mean that to be insulting. I just mean it to be like, hey, that's the truth. You're a paint by number band. You're not playing your own songs. You're playing someone else's songs. Sorry, you might be a good musician, but you're not playing your own songs. So that's a paint by number band. And then an actual band would be somebody who writes all their own songs. That's just the facts. I'm sorry if that's hard for some of you to swallow. I don't care. I was in a paint by number band for 11 years. Doesn't matter. It's not insulting to me. It's the truth. It's what it is. And so when you can open up conversations that are just like, hey, let's all put our guards down and quit trying to act like we're some pretentious fucking idiots, some prima donna sons of bitches who think they did something. Let's put all those guards down. Who cares? Whatever. Hey, let's go see you. Hey, you're good. Hey, let's hang out. Let's actually start being able to have real conversations with each other. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to do anything about that, but I do know that we have kind of gone out there and pushed the button so far. At times we've gone out there and pushed that boundary so fucking far that now people have totally different conversations with me when I'm out in public. They don't come up and talk about small talk bullshit like, oh, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. I don't really want to talk about dumb shit like that. And now you know.
Hi, Allison.
So, anyway. Yeah. Allison's talking about making more money playing covers. Ben's talking about original music fading. And I've already got a podcast episode, a Screamers episode from months and months and months ago, where I went on about 20 minutes. Like, if I believe in you more than you believe in yourself, then you know what? I'm going to keep fucking believing in you. So you can take it as like I'm an asshole because I give you a little bit of shit for being in a cover band, or you can take it as like I'm your football coach. I'm the coach of you. I'm the person who really wishes I could hear more original music from you. Right. If I'm the only one in the whole fucking town, then write me one song and let me hear it. I would love to hear it.
That's right.
Because then that would be you. That would be something that would represent you. And if you're sitting at home going like, well, I can't do something like that, I'm sitting here at my home going, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And for me to believe in you more than you believe in yourself is fucking pathetic. And that's what I'm saying. I'll go ahead and open conversations like that. I'll go ahead and I'll be the sacrificial lamb. You can all go around this week now and talk shit about me like you did last week and keep talking about how big of an asshole Dan is. He's an asshole because he believes in me more than I believe in myself. Oh, wow. If you hate me for that, then I'm doing A-okay. Because the other people that are not tourists in my life, they understand exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. And they're the ones that'll amen me this and amen me that. Go make more money playing covers. Music's never been about money for me. Okay. At one time, I was signed to Elektra Records. Back in 2006, 2007, there was $250,000 signing bonus on the line. I don't even know if I've ever told Tara this. $250,000 I was going to get. Our band was going to get just to sign with this label. We signed with them. We sent our contracts in a plane, FedEx, right to New York City. We did a show that same night out in California, and I said some things from stage that I believed. And the people from Elektra Records LA came to that show, and they didn't agree with what I said. They didn't like what I said. They hated what I said that I believe.
Oopsie.
They put a phone call into the New York office, and they said, we don't want nothing to do with this motherfucker. We don't want to support this record. Elektra Records calls us the next day with $250,000 check almost cut. And they said, we will still honor this deal. Okay. You signed it. We've been negotiating it for 8 months. We will still honor the deal, and you will still get a $250,000 check. But we're going to take your record and we're going to put it on the shelf to collect dust because we cannot get our LA offices to get behind it. And it's your choice now from here on out. So if I stay with Elektra Records, I get $250,000
And you adhere to what they want.
with a hot cashier's check sent right to the door. But they didn't believe in us anymore. They didn't like what I said out in LA. So we told them to go fuck themselves. Like, take your $250,000 and fuck yourselves. So it took us 6 months later to find another record label to sign us. Not as big of a deal. You guys would probably still know the label, Roadrunner Records. At that time, their biggest band was Slipknot. They decided to sign us. They gave us a $50,000 publishing deal. Split between me and the other writer. We got $25,000 each. You guys talk about like, oh, the better money is doing covers in Springfield. The best money I ever made playing a cover band in Springfield was like $1,000 for a show. I got paid $1,000 personally, somewhere around there for a show. I had $50,000 coming from Roadrunner Records. I had $250,000 coming from Elektra. I'm sorry, but I don't really buy the argument that the best money is in cover bands. You can say around Springfield, guess what? I was from Springfield when I was signed to Elektra Records. I was from Springfield. That check would have been mailed to Springfield 65807 for $250,000. And it was coming straight to Springfield for playing originals. So that's why I don't buy these arguments. I get what you're saying, like on a day-to-day basis, weekly basis. But the problem is you're not believing in yourself enough to go out there and get the $250,000. You're just wanting to make sure you get that sure money next week, which is usually $400 per band member average.
Or less.
Or less. So that's great. That's great. Go do it. Go do it. But it's why I don't buy it. It's why I really think your original music could change the world a lot more than your cover of Journey. I just do. Now, if the majority of the town is all just like, God damn, somebody shut that Dan Fritz up, then I guess go ahead and do it. But I guarantee you, I got an army out there of people who agree with me. And I'm going to just keep on talking this way. This is why I care. Why do we care? I care because I've gotten to be friends with most everybody around here. I've gotten to know shit tons of musicians around here. I've been playing music in Springfield, Missouri since 1990. And I have been to all these venues. I have been in original bands. I've been in cover bands. I've been friends with people, opened with people, had people open for me, all this kind of shit. And we all kind of mingle. We have after parties. We have a birthday party for this guy next week, a birthday party for that guy next week. We're going to raise some money to buy someone a camera. We're going to raise some money to help somebody get over a fucking stroke that they just had. Which I just had.
You okay?
Go fund me. Anyway, we have wonderful people out here who send Unsung Dreamers money every single month, and we absolutely love you. We have people who have donated towards all the equipment we got stolen a few months ago to help us out there. It is an amazing community. I'm not saying it's not. It is, and that's why I care. The reason why I care is I want to kick it up a notch and say, hey, now that I've gotten to be friends with all of you, unfortunately, you got to be friends with Dan Fritz, and Dan Fritz believes in you more than you believe in yourself. And that's why I get so emotional and upset about pushing people, push your buttons, make you do better, make you play better, make you think about the things you're doing on stage, the songs that you are writing, the places you want to record and how you want to promote yourself. Don't take a band photo in front of a brick wall. I'm only saying that to help you. I'm not saying it to insult you.
Or a railroad track.
I'm saying it to help you. You look dumb in front of a brick wall. Do better. When's the last major iconic band you've ever seen take a photo in front of a brick wall? That idea went to bed in 1968.
And stop holding your instruments.
And don't take pictures with your instruments in your hands because the drummer doesn't know what to do. I don't do that to insult you. I do it to help you.
Ben Russell says, breathe, Dan.
You look dumb in front of a brick wall.
Breathe, Dan. Breathe.
So, the way that I was pushed in my music by my mentor sometimes was aggressive. Sometimes it was done in a way that made me angry. And when I got angry, it made me want to prove him wrong. Haven't we all lived that to some extent?
Yeah.
Maybe with our parents, maybe with our ex, maybe with people like that. You get angry and you're just mad that you feel like you haven't been validated. And so you try harder. You try harder because someone's upset you and someone's made you mad. So you try harder. So what do you want me to do? Go up to you after your shitty show and be like, that was really great. And then are you going to become a better player? Will you become a better band? Will you become a better drummer? I'm not saying insult you for no reason. I'm just saying if you actually weren't that good, I don't care to say you weren't that good. And then hopefully you go home and go, that little motherfucking Dan Fritz, I hate that fucking guy. Next time he sees me, I'm going to fucking be 10 times better than I was. Good. And I'll sit back and chew gum and smile.
Simon Cowell.
I'm not trying to compare myself to someone that actually is fucking brilliant like that. But I'm just talking out of my heart. And I'm just telling you that I seriously have a push to see the best in everybody. And sometimes the way I go about getting that best out of some people is to push their buttons. Now, if that style just doesn't resonate with you, cool. Leave it at that. You don't have to go around talking shit about me. Just be like, I don't like his style. If that style does resonate with you and you want to dig in and you want to get better, then okay. When I personally, it's my opinion. Who fucking cares about my opinion?
Mm-hmm.
But if I finally come to a point where I'm like, that was pretty good, then you can know. Fucking I did it, man. And I got better. How many football coaches are out there telling all the players like, you did a really great job at practice today. That was fantastic. I know you missed his ankle over there, but I still think you really tried hard and that was great. Do you think that coach is winning games?
That shit don't happen.
I really don't think that coach is winning games.
Nope.
Like, hey, you guys ran that mile in 4 minutes more than you did yesterday. I know it's probably a tough day and you're all tired.
That's so great.
You think he's winning Super Bowls? I don't think so. So try harder, fight harder. I want you to. I do love this town. I do love the musicians of this town. I do love club owners like Amy Oberbeck. I do fucking love seeing your bands, watching your bands, being entertained. How many of your fucking bands have I been up in the front making a fool of myself, dancing, drank too much, having a great time to some fucking Bruno Mars? I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love all of you. Just, if there's room to be better, then go be better. Look at that this right here.
Come here.
Oh, you got treats too.
He brings gifts. Bring that piano bench over here.
We're about wrapping up
this
anyway.
Motherfucker is the best.
Here's why we do it. Because
Here's why we do it. Right
said
here.
I need some smokes.
Felt the Lord
fucking
You felt the Lord.
Motherfuckers. Look at that.
Josh
Holy
Poole,
shit.
everyone. So why don't let's set this interview up right now live.
Let's set it up. When are we doing this?
Let's see. How does our next week look? We look kind of normal next week.
Normal next week. Tuesday, Wednesday would be great.
What about your lessons?
Tuesday is 4:30. I'll be done by 5:30.
Okay, so Tuesday or Wednesday of next week.
Or Monday. Okay.
Monday could work too. You got rehearsals or something?
Wednesdays when we rehearse.
Okay, so Monday or
Tuesday after 5:30.
Good for me.
Which one? Let's do it right now.
We're gonna set up
Tuesday.
We're doing Tuesday. All right.
Say 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock Tuesday. Here.
Okay. 6 o'clock Tuesday. It's not going to be live or anything. We're going to record it, but we've been talking about doing an interview with him for a long time, and we always just say, yeah, sometime soon, and then we never do it.
Okay. My phone is right there as the camera.
We'll remember.
Tuesday
6 next
6
Tuesday.
o'clock.
then we'll try to get that interview out either the following Friday or the next Friday.
Absolutely. Thanks for the goodies. Look at that. Look at that. Brought me some Bud Light Seltzer. Brought him some Smokies. Look at that.
Thank you so much, man.
Fucking A. Fucking A. So I tell you what, this guy right here, he's a loyal, like, Screamers listener, watcher, whatever you want to call everybody. What?
He's a good guy that's done a hell of a lot more than a lot of you know.
Jared Isaac says, Joshua comes to the studio and suddenly the sex appeal jumps through the roof.
That's why I'm not on it every week. They just can't handle it.
Amy Overbeck says, sexy AF. Oh my God. More people are getting over here. We have another intruder, if you will.
No.
He likes to remain off camera. So I don't know if we should even mention that.
He never wants to be on.
But there's another intruder.
Udabomb Josh.
Mama Gail says Udabomb Josh.
Oh, I love your mama.
Oh, she's the best.
We're kind of about to
I think we're about to
wrap up anyway. So I hope I made some sense. I talked a lot tonight. It's still confusing. Like I need to explain myself in what did the Britannica used to come in? Volumes?
Yeah.
Remember Encyclopedia
the encyclopedia
Britannica?
before Google?
I've only given you A through C tonight.
Google.
Maybe some other day I'll go D through F. It's gonna take a while.
Oh,
but
you're not even on camera, but Jared says hi.
He said hi, Tom LMAO.
Tommy, T-O-M-I. He gave you a Tommy with T-O-M-I. All right.
No, that's an exclamation point.
Oh,
silly.
is it? I can't see. I can't fucking see. My eyes are shit.
Grief.
So
I wondered why you guys had a tough time reading.
no shit. It's tiny. It's tiny. It's a little tiny. Who's there? We gotta go. We gotta know.
Kanita says, "Who's there? We need to know."
Well,
we're not gonna tell.
We're not gonna tell you. It's like it's part of the mystery. He doesn't want to be on camera for a reason, so we're not gonna put him on camera.
We got another guess.
Hang on. I'm just right there. Oh, she guessed it. She guessed it right there. So, if somebody guesses it, we'll just leave it at that. So the only thing I wanted to say in conclusion to this was last week's show was a bit of a shit show, and we understand that, and we've absorbed some of the backlash
responsibility
and the responsibility for it, and we apologized and all that goodness. But the other stance still remains. Like fucking, in the words of Joe Baldridge, do better.
Do better.
Do better.
Why do we care?
We're getting all the
everyone
backlash.
Wants to do better.
We're getting all the backlash, and yet there was something that happened that nobody's addressing. So all I'm going to say is do better.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
Yeah. Meanwhile, everybody thinks Tom Hembry's here. It's not Tom Hembry. It's Brian Copeland. So we'll see you guys next week.
What? Bye.